Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again, and today I'm reviewing Ninjago Legacy set number 70679, the Ultra Dragon. This set has 951 pieces and it retails for $85 in the US, where it was released January 1st, 2019. And this is a remake of the original Epic Dragon Battle set, but with all of the focus on the Ultra Dragon. They just cut out the Great Devourer and like the little shrine build. Here's Lloyd in his Legacy outfit. You can see that it's following the same motif as all of these other Legacy outfits with like the dragon design on the front. I do like them. I like the new hood pieces on these, although I also wish that we had just gotten remakes of like the 2012 outfits. He has some back printing there as well, and then if you remove his hood, you can see that he's just using the same Ninjago movie face that he's been using since 2017. Here's Wu. Now he also appears in this same outfit in the Temple of Light set, as well as I believe the Large Destiny's Bounty sets from 2020. And he actually might even appear in this outfit in the Monastery of Spinjitzu set from 2019. But I do really like this figure. I like the dragon design on the back, and then you have like that like Japanese lettering down the right side. There's a better look at his torso print and his face, and that lettering is down the right side for us, but it's obviously on his left side, but I think it looks really nice. It's printed with like a metallic shine, and then he does not have an alternate face. Here is Lord Garmadon in all of his four-armed glory. Now, I really love this figure. You can also get him in that like little Spinjitzu spinner pack with Lloyd, but I think it looks incredible here. I'm really happy with how they pulled this off, because they did use the original torso piece from 2012. They didn't use the newer Ninjago movie design where like you just print onto it. This is actually molded in there. And so that's just really classic. I'm really glad they did that. This looks like exactly like the figure from 2012. And that's what I really love about it, is that it's just like a direct remake. It's not a reimagining of any kind. And so I really like that. You can see that he's holding 4 different katanas. So with some of that stuff removed, you can get a better look at him. He does not have an alternate face either. And if you don't know how these like double torsos work, you just literally plop it onto the neck of the other torso. God, yeah, that one stuck a little bit. And then he's got that ribcage printing underneath. Here's Lasha. We already took a look at this figure in the J Stormfighter review. I do like it. I love that again, that headpiece from 2012 is returning. It's really nice to see. And overall, it's a pretty decent figure, just not one of my favorite snakes. And here's a closer look at the face printing as well as the back printing. Here's Spida. I like this guy better because I really love that head mold. That worked really well back in 2012. It works really well now. I do wish that we had gotten some of the Hypno whatever tribe, the blue like hypnosis people. I forget their names. It's been so long since I was into Ninjago. But I really wish we had gotten some of those guys, because it would have been cool. But we only get like these snakes in other sets, and then Pythor, which is fine. Like Legacy really focuses on the heroes. I just wish it focused a little bit more on the villains. And then you can see that his head does have some nice printing up there. And here's Pythor. This is another figure we already looked at in the J Stormfighter review. Now, I said it there and I'll say it again here. I really wish they would make a new head mold for him. He has so much height like wrapped up in the neck right there. I really wish that they would make like a closed mouth mold where he's like standing tall. And I mean, like, they got rubber arm pieces in for like Miss Marvel and Elastigirl. I feel like they could find a way to make Pythor's neck like a rubber kind of posable thing where you can make it unfold and make it bend. That would be really awesome. Might be beyond their capabilities though. Same tail piece from 2012. You can see his back printing there. Now, I think he's supposed to be holding a Fang Blade, which doesn't make sense to me because that piece isn't printed with anything. I don't know if it's referred to as a Fang Blade in the description, but like one of these snakes was also holding a Fang Blade type build in J Stormfighter, and then Lloyd is holding a Fang Blade type thing in this summer's Destiny's Bounty. Like, I wish they would just call them Fang Blades and do like the whole collect them all aspect of them. Here's the only side build in this set. It's just a little snake turret. I do like it. You've got all of these snakes coming out the side. They look really good in that purple color. You've got a sticker on top of there. This can angle up and down, but not too far up. That's like as far up as it'll go. Although, I mean, you could break this and then like try angling it more. It's really up to you. But these are like just basic Lego spring-loaded shooters, so you know how those work. You just fire them off, and that totally rebounded and hit me. All right, now here is the Ultra Dragon, and right off the bat, let's just get into the main play feature of this thing. You'll notice that right here, there's a piece that looks like a handle. That's because it is. The whole idea with this is that if you grab it by the handle, you can make it fly because the wings will go up and like the body like kind of splits in two. So that's how that works. It is a cool feature. This was the exact same feature that they had on the Dragon from 2012. I do think it was executed on that one a little bit better. All right, here's a bit of a better look at it. So you can see you can get like that flying around look, although it is a little bit awkward how like they go out in front instead of like splaying to the sides or anything. And while we're here, let's look at the other big play feature. You see this little gear here. You can use that to like whip the tail around. That's a really nice feature as well. Again, coming off of the 2012 one, but it's always worked well. So I really like it when they do like tail features like this. All right, so now we can zero in on more of the details. I'm going to start with the heads because unlike the 2012 one, this time LEGO has gotten all 4 heads arranged like in a row. In the 2012 one, there were 2 on top and 2 on the bottom, which looked kind of weird because they were really like bunched up together in the middle. So I do like that LEGO's gotten these all next to each other. What I don't like is that they're brick built. I don't think it looks good. I know so many people love brick-built Ninjago dragon heads. I'm not one of those people. I prefer the molded heads. I think they've always looked better. There are some brick-built heads that have been really good, like on Wu's Dragon from the 2015 Possession Wave. But I feel like at least half of the time, and especially recently, with the recent like dragons from like the Hunted sub-theme and everything, I don't think they looked good at all with like brick-built heads. And these guys joined those ranks. I don't think these look good. There's too much going on, you know, like this guy, why does he have so much lightning? Like, yes, it's supposed to be the lightning dragon's head, but like, I don't like it. It's too busy. And I like that they tried to differentiate them. Like this guy's got horns and he's got rocks for the earth dragon. This is the ice dragon. So he's got like blades of ice coming out. The fire dragon has like different horns and like fire coming out the sides. But each head is like designed differently. Like there's so many differences between them, but they're all supposed to look identical. Like they're all supposed to be that identical mold except for the Earth Dragon head. And so I wish they had just made those molds again because I really hate these brick built heads. They look nothing like they do in the show. I'm not going to go into an extreme amount of detail individually on the heads. I already pointed out like their main differences, but you can see they all do have these stickers on top, which are nice additions. And they all use like 2 different prints. So you've got like this print with like the golden eye, and then you've got the print with like the metallic like bluish eye. And so they just use those on the different dragons. Not where I would expect though, because they use a bluish eye for the fire dragon and like a golden one for the ice dragon. I thought that was a mistake at first, but it is not. So there's a lot of little moving parts on these. You can see that they're on ball joints, so you can move them up and down. Then those little neck sections back there are on ratcheted joints, so you can also move those. That's really great because it gives you a lot of motion out of these guys, although it is kind of hard sometimes to grab at the neck piece. All of their mouths can open and close. Again, that's really nice as well. I like the way that they built the mouths, especially on these two, like with these rocky pieces. And then as you can see, they've all got stud shooters on the side of their face. And I think you guys all know how stud shooters work, so I'm not going to shoot off all of these because I don't want to lose those studs forever. But yeah, those heads, they work better, but I just don't think they look as good as the original. All right, and then there's Lloyd's seating area. I do like how this is built up. I like the stickers back there, and then you've got a very elaborate chair, and as you can see, there are like handlebars that can be adjusted, like kind of holding reins. So that is a lot better than the last one. The last one kind of used like these pirate gun pieces to like hold him in. But he just sits right there and he looks really great. And again, if you just position his arms right, it'll look like he's holding onto the reins. And so that's a fantastic look. And you've got like these 2 little cushion pieces beside him where you can put minifigures. So you can have them sitting down, but you can also just like stand them up if you want. And that's great because then you can carry more than like 1 person on this giant dragon. All right, now let's talk about the wings. I don't like the wings at all. I really, really, really hate these vinyl pieces that they use for wings. Like, I don't like the cloth ones either, but at least, like, fabric looks better for wings. This kind of, like, plasticky piece I don't think looks good, and you can see that in this set, like, you have to bend it so much to get it to fit the frame, which I just think makes it look worse. So, again, I far prefer brick-built wings, but if you're going to do something with a covering, then at least use fabric. So yeah, you can tell I have a lot of like little gripes with this dragon. I'll talk about that more in the conclusion. But underneath, you can see the plastic is like slightly transparent towards the edges. That's interesting, and I do like the frame that they've built up, but again, I really would have preferred if they had covered the frame with fabric instead of with this vinyl. So with the wings up, you can get a better look at the body and legs. And so something that's really disappointing is that both pairs of legs are completely unposable. You can't move them at all. I believe that was also the case on the 2012 Dragon. The back ones definitely couldn't move. I forget about the front ones. And so it makes sense because you want it to keep coming down in the same pose, like because its entire body like hinges up like that, you don't want it to be hard to get it back into a landing pose. But I just think it's kind of annoying that on this giant dragon, the only thing that you can move are the ankles. And so that doesn't really get you a lot of posability. I do like the way they built it up with these white rock pieces. I think that looks fantastic. That's definitely my favorite like part of this build. On the front feet, you've got like little talon pieces, which I like. And again, these feet pieces have been around since like 2014 and they look really good. So I don't have any problem with Lego using that. Then the back legs are obviously built slightly differently. And then the main body is just, again, built up with a lot of those rock pieces and then some trans green to show through. So we've already taken a brief look at the tail, but now we can just look at it in more detail. I love these like trans green kind of like small helicopter rotor pieces that they use on here. Again, I liked the original tail better just because it used more of these pieces and I really liked that look. But again, I really like the white rock on here, and the play feature works really well. It's using like one of these giant tail rotors for the back. But again, I mean, this is in black. I mean, there's not a lot of black on this Ultra Dragon. The only black is really like in the feet and legs. So I kind of wish they had finished this off with a trans green piece. Maybe not one this big if it doesn't exist in that color, but like a smaller one wouldn't have been bad. But yeah, just one more time for that feature. It works really well, and you can really whip it around and like knock over minifigures and stuff. Here are the extra pieces for the set. Some interesting ones like the katanas. All right, here's this set's fairly large box. Pretty decent size for $80. It's not one of the long, thin ones, obviously. It's one of the more square ones. Information on the left. I like this art of the dragon flying and then, you know, the bad guy's just standing on that rooftop trying to fight it. There's the little featured in season 1 thing in the bottom left with Pythor. Minifigures on the bottom right as usual. On top, you have the minifigures facing off with their names. On the side, you've got the artwork of the ninjas. Or not of the ninjas, but, you know, of the one that's like, that the set is focused around. And then at the back, you've got a different angle of the dragon, the screenshots from the show on the right side, and then just all the play features. So yeah, that's it for this box. Let's move on to the instructions. Here's the instruction manual for the set. It's quite large, and if you flip to the back, you can see that the only ad is for like watching the Ninjago show. If I can like try to get it into frame, yeah, it just says featured in season 1, and it does show a picture of the Ultra Dragon, although obviously more were shown on the box. So as for my overall thoughts, I don't think $85 is bad for this. It is an odd price point. I don't think I've ever seen another set priced at $85, but I just don't love this set. Honestly, like obviously with Legacy, the point is to remake them, and a lot of times they're better. I'm hesitant to say whether this one is better or not than the original. I definitely don't like it as much as the original, but just removing like my personal thoughts on it, I don't even know if I would say if it's better. It's got the exact same play features, except it's like downgraded the heads. Some people might see that as an upgrade with the brick built heads. I do like now each head can fire off 2 shots instead of 1. So I guess that's kind of an upgrade. So overall, I would say it kind of really just depends on how you feel about brick built heads and plastic wings. I prefer like the molded heads and the brick built wings, so I like the older one better. So to me, this one is a step back. It's definitely a step back in the wings. I don't like those pieces at all. I don't like the way they look even. They're just bent weirdly around the frame. I think that's bad. I think you should have used fabric. Like fabric would look a lot more natural for wings than plastic. And yeah, that's kind of just my thoughts. I really like the old one better. I'm not going to do a comparison because that my Ultra Dragon from 2012 has been absolutely destroyed for like 7 years. So it would take me so long to piece it together. But I do just like the old one better. The molded heads looked like they do in the show, even if like they weren't all in a line like this. You could have modified it. And again, like the whipping tail and the handle to pull it up, those were the exact same features the old one had. So I think it's really just down to what you prefer. I do love that kids nowadays can get a chance to get this dragon, because this to me is one of like the best parts of Ninjago, like the Ultra Dragon and just like the season 1 dragons in general. So I'm really glad that kids today can have a chance to own it. And again, it's pretty much exactly the same as the old one except for the heads and the wings. So that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll have more videos coming soon. Bye for now.